With exactly a month to go until the release of BABYMETAL's new The Other One album, which is quite possibly the most anticipated album I can remember here in Japan in recent history, we got the release of the new song Light and Darkness the other night, along with, well, a music video, and we've heard more and more little bits of what this album's going to sound like. So, what do we think of this song? What does it tell us about the album? There's so much to unpack, let's get into it. Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where we're going to be breaking down that new song Light and Darkness, and there's a few points I really want to talk about because I think this is one that's going to, well, I'd be really interested to see how the fans are going to react, whether it's going to split the fan base or what. So I'm going to break this review into a couple of sections, well, 3. The song, the video, and what this means going into the album now we've heard a good portion of the album. So first of all, let's talk about what this song is. Well, it shares some things with the songs we've had so far off of the other one, but is a little bit different as well. Now, what it shares in common is this is a song that is all about a big chorus, about a lot of impact, about being something that's very easy to take in. It's palatable, and yet it also rocks really well. It allows us to hear some strong vocal performance, and yet at the same time, it can definitely be called, well, whether you call it metal or not, you can definitely call it something that rocks. Now, the way it's formed, though, is a little bit interesting and different. Now, as has always been one of the strongest suits of BABYMETAL, it takes little things from other styles and moves them into that whole metal framework. Here, it uses quite a nice simple technique in that between those big anthemic choruses that we get, as with all of the best BABYMETAL songs, and especially from everything we've heard so far from the other one, we have these verses and bridge, but well, basically it's like there's just 3 sections before each chorus, which are a slow build-up. You start with something simple, Sue gives us a vocal melody, starts to build up, the energy comes in, you can hear the production is quite simple, but it's all about building up, like a little bit like those sort of pop and club songs. We all know the meme of the song that builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up, and you wait for the drop, and then the drop comes, and as the meme often goes, 9 times out of 10, that drop you get after all the building up is just something really disappointing. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that because we've got BABYMETAL. No, that's what we get. That's when we get that big anthemic chorus. We get the big build up in the verses and the bridge, which to me felt like a third verse, if I'm honest. And then everything drops away and then chorus comes smashing in. It's a really good way of taking that rather seen and done musical technique and throwing it into a context where it actually does pay off, you know, taking something that is usually synonymous with disappointment and making it actually something which is rewarding. So I like that. I like the atmosphere that built up in those verses. I liked all of that, but it must be said, in that sort of minimalist build-up that it uses at the beginning, and in the choruses, it is quite simple. It's more about an easy to follow melody in the choruses with loud guitars but playing simple chords in the background, and about a simple build up in the verses. There are some nice things done to keep it a bit fresh, like in the second verse where we get some extra little guitar bits coming in, like how the last chorus starts with a sort of a little breakdown where we don't get the full chorus coming until a couple of beats in. There's little things like that to stop it just sounding copy and paste, which is great because it actually means the song doesn't outstay its welcome. It's very enjoyable. You get taken to each of those choruses with a nice build-up that pays off nicely. It works well, but it's not doing anything spectacularly complicated. So let's talk a little bit more about what that therefore means on top of the rest of the body of work we've got moving into hearing the other one in a month. Well, this is where I'm going to be really interested to hear the sort of fan opinion on this, because I must admit that this, again, is now the next song we've heard from the other one, where I felt there was nothing particularly. There were nice things to make the song sound individual, and again, none of the songs sound copy-pasted, which is great. They all have their own qualities, they're all very impactful, they're all very effective, but none of them feel like they're particularly pushing any experimental envelopes, which is something that we kind of are used to hearing from BABYMETAL. I have said before, and I stick by this, we could just be hearing all the most palatable radio-friendly songs first of all. That would be a very good approach for a band who are making a comeback. They were only away for a very short time, but they're, you know, reasserting their image and their power upon the music scene. It'd be good for them to start with an album that is full of really effective singles. I do get that. And, you know, they said it was a concept album, so there could be some very experimental stuff coming up. We heard a little bit from the digest already, but I must say, I get the feeling this is an album where they're just going to be concentrating on very much effective songs that are not overly complicated. They're just very good at delivering a pleasing feel, a pleasing smile, you know, something where you listen to it and you go, that's a good chorus, that does rock, That's well sung, of course, because they got Sue. They got the backing vocals as well from Mer. I hate to say it, but that's kind of how Mer is being used. But they've got that sort of diversity in voices. They've got good performance. They've got great musicians on hand all the time. They've got great writers to deliver good, powerful choruses each song. So I get the feeling this is a sign of yet another very efficient and a very effective song, and that's the impression we're getting, but not so much on the experimentation side, and I'm very interested to see how fans feel about this. We've talked a few times about how contentious the whole Metal Galaxy thing was, and there was experimentation on there that some people liked and some people didn't like. Some people felt that it was shooting too far in one direction, and some people felt it wasn't really being interesting and experimental enough in the way they wanted. It's very hard when you've cultivated a group of fans who you've covered so many different aspects of metal as they've done, that people want different things from you. There's going to be people who want that element where you cross things like pop and metal like they did at the beginning. There's going to be fans who are going to want that experimentation that we got on albums like Metal Resistance, where it's all very writing and different interesting types of writing. We're going to get fans who want to hear good hit singles every now and then, which are going to obviously therefore be a little bit more predictable in their writing style. I do get the feeling though that they very much set out a very clear idea so far, at least of what they want us to think the other one is going to be by the songs they've released. So I'm intrigued by what people think of this song. Are they now feeling that we haven't had any experimental songs yet? Are there people who are feeling like, come on, give us something a little bit more crazy, a little bit more different, even if it's just a shanty, just something a little bit more different? Or are there people who are just happy to see that they're delivering such a high quality, consistent high quality of songs off of this album? You can't deny there's not been a bad song yet. Maybe not the most experimental, but they've all been pretty much hits, catchy songs with a lot of impact. Really interested to know what you guys think. But one thing I do have to cover is the video. Sorry, excuse my dirty coffee cup. See, the video. Okay, we got to stop with this. We got to stop with these live videos. Look, in essence, you could say, who would not want to see them perform live? That's what they do so well. They have great live shows. Yeah, that's why you can get a live DVD. That's why you can see the live shows. That's what that's for. I really am getting kind of tired of them doing these music videos that are just live videos. Now, I don't know. We might get, after the whole album comes out, they might say that's when they're going to announce what the big songs are that they're going to put music videos behind. I get it, but there's just been too many of them. I mean, go back to like Shanty Shanty. That was a live video. Even though they tried to do the effects, Papaya was, and this is off Metal Galaxy, and then we've had live videos. Now, I get it. I understand the utility of this for the record company, because the way they really make their money, even more than CD sales, it's always people going to the live show. So you want to attract people to go to the live shows. But to me, this is just it's a bad idea on many levels. First of all, look, BABYMETAL are a known thing. You want to keep their name, and you obviously want to show them live. I get that, but there's a lot of fans who want, and it's cheaper to do these live videos. But the whole band is built on this big theatrical thing, and so occasionally you want a music video that plays to that you get to see them doing something a bit crazy, a bit theatrical, something where there's a little bit of attitude, a bit of personality, more than just a choreographed stage show, which is very impressive. But when they're doing the stage show, they're performing. They don't get to show their personalities and let that side come across, the image come across, which is what a music video also helps for. And also it gives a visual representation of the song, where if you've got a good director, which you can certainly get on the BABYMETAL budget, then it's going to be someone who's going to be able to give a nice visual accompaniment to the song. And I just feel like this constant attempt to do live videos, yes, it's nicely filmed, it's nicely cut, the big wide lens shots gave you a real sense of scale, but I just don't want to see another live video. I'm sick of it. It's like, these songs feel like they deserve proper videos, just every now and then at least. So for me, I feel like I was just I want to see a proper video. I think the band deserve that. I think the Amuse are cheaping them out by not doing it, in all fairness. I'm going to say that. I think it's got to the point it's cheap. And yeah, we get it. You're trying to sell concert tickets. I don't think that you're going to have that much problem. And I think, if anything, occasionally having a music video, which is something that people can actually share online and go, oh, check this out. Check out the new music video. It's really cool. Remember how BABYMETAL got famous? There were things like the video for Headbanger. I remember people were showing me that, and when I first got shown that at a party, I was like, oh, you won't believe this thing I just saw online, and they showed it to me. half the selling point was just the video allowed their image to come across. And I know they're not so much image based now, they are much more into the music, which is great, but I do feel like the personality of the group needs to be properly highlighted. For anyone, by the way, wondering, oh, there's 3 members, is the announcement of a 3rd member. This was from the Makahari Messe concert, so this was before any announcement that you might have noticed by the time this video plays, or maybe not. So as a result, that's not what they were hinting at. But yeah, for me, it was nicely filmed, but I didn't want another live music video. There you go, that's my opinions on that. Press dislike if you disagree, or get in the comments and tell me why. Plastic spoon. So in conclusion, I actually really enjoyed this. It's not going to reinvent the wheel for me. It's not going to sort of change anything, but it was a nice addition to a set of songs. It makes me feel that we're going to have a nice, reliable, hard-hitting, high-quality album coming out, although I haven't quite heard any experimentation. I'm hoping we hear more of that when the album does eventually come out. I thought it was a shame about the music video. I thought it was nice that this song did have a little bit of a different feel, mood and tempo wise from the other songs that have come out from the other one, even if it basically seemed to have the similar core goal of being sort of simple, impactful and effective. So yeah, I enjoyed this. Definitely looking forward to hearing the album. I'm really looking forward to the album actually, because I'm really interested to see, is it going to just be like a consistent string of really high quality bangers, or are we going to get some really interesting, weird stuff? I'm sure either way it's going to be great, but I just can't wait to see what the identity of this album is going to be when it comes out. What is it going to feel like? So those are my thoughts. As always, get in the comments, tell me what you think, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, ciao ciao.